Hello garden lovers! This week at Southern California Gardening, we are getting more leek planted. Here the girls are devouring some Italian dandelions, and we have a bunch of volunteer dandelion plants all over the property that will get dug up and moved into some containers because these girls eat a ton of greens. Here you can see this kale plant. It's got some new leaves toward the top, but they basically stripped it. And they've even started eating the stems, which I find just fascinating. I didn't know they'd do that. Is this delicious, girls? Plus, we are getting a bunch of kale planted. That's sweet. All right, girls, see you in a little bit. Hey, buddy. Are you getting some sun? That looks really nice. This area of the garden has Italian dandelions popping up all over the place. I'm just getting them dug up, placed in a container with some Edna's Best, and we'll get them placed where they could get some water from the irrigation sprinklers. And of course, there's a little baby grub underneath one of the plants. It's pretty amazing how often I run into these guys, and boy do they get huge. So we collect them in a container. First, some chicken treats. The girls just love grubs. We got an earthworm. That's a keeper. We'd love for the girls to be able to free range, but they would get picked off in a matter of a couple of weeks. Our area has so many hawks. We've had a couple of cases where a hawk has flown over Jet to see if he could grab them. So whenever we see hawks circling our yard, we tell Jet, "There's a bad guy," and he runs to the house. Here's a bunch of Italian dandelions growing at the base of these raised beds. They get pretty large. And here is some potted up. So these guys will grow in here for about a month, get nice and big, and then we'll pop them in the girls' run. Italian dandelion is rich in vitamin C, and they are so beautiful. Look at the wine red veins. Absolutely gorgeous. This area is being prepped for our kale starts. We had a bunch of black-eyed Susans growing here this summer. It's a beautiful perennial flower, but it also has potent medicinal benefits. They're closely related to echinacea and a must-have in the garden, but they took over this entire area, so next year we'll be limiting where we grow them. This time of year we are also transplanting our strawberry runners. This is the Chandler strawberry. It's a large, tasty, excellent strawberry variety for Southern California. Here we are, end of December, and look at these beautiful large strawberries. We still have lots of beautiful color in the garden. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. We just posted a beautiful nasturtium variety. You can find us at Southern California Gardening. And of course, year-round, we're always harvesting seeds. We have been transplanting kale plants into the chicks' run, and it is working out so great. They love the fresh greens, and they really could devour a kale plant in a matter of a few days. So this entire area on the outskirts of the grass are gonna all be kale plants for the girls. In a couple of months as they mature, we'll just dig one up, plop it in their chick run, and they'll have some fresh, delicious kale greens. The kale plants are growing in Edna's Best mixed with compost. Gonna give them some fish fertilizer and a deep water. And then from there, this area is gonna be maintenance free and watered by the sprinkler irrigation. And here is a new growing area where we're gonna be growing our leeks and more garlic. This area is underneath our nectarine tree. We just added some Edna's Best mixed with compost, placed it on top of the existing soil, creating some 3-inch deep holes with this wooden stake, and need to get these roots loosened up. These guys got bound up way too tight in the container. They should have been planted a few weeks ago, where they would have been much easier to separate, but not a problem. Leek roots can take a beating. I shake off all the dirt and then get it soaked in some water. Meanwhile, when it's underwater, separating the roots, and there we go. Look at that. Those guys are really twisted, but makes it much easier to separate if there's just a couple per cell. There's quite a bit of roots still on these guys, so making sure that they're all deep in the hole, all the roots, getting them pressed down nice and securely, and gonna give them a deep water. All right, that's it for now. Remember, something doesn't come from nothing. I hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden.